Coming of the Kingdom Part 9 Session 11天国的来临第9部分第11讲 Page 430 430页。我们继续讲这个最后的晚餐，也就是圣餐的设立本身不是耶稣亲自在献祭，乃是他献上自己的果效和应用。这里我们的作者在批判 Vanderleer 这个学者呢，讲到倒酒和分杯这件事情。我们继续看我们的作者的论点。Besides, from the Passover ritual it may be inferred that 不但如此，从逾越节晚餐的整个的仪式，我们可以这样推论 that the wine had been standing ready when Jesus applied the figure of his blood to it. 当耶稣把他的血当作是这个酒所象征的时候呢，酒已经放好在那里了。What it symbolized, therefore, is not Christ's self-surrender. 所以酒所象征的不是耶稣的献上他自己 but its fruits for the life of his followers. 乃是呢，他献上自己为跟随他的人带来的果子，为门徒们的生命所带来的果子。Not the altar, but the table characterizes the activity of the Lord's Supper. 在圣餐所发生的事，不是一个祭坛，乃是餐桌。The sacrifice is the presupposition preceding this eating and drinking, but does not itself pertain to this allegory. 耶稣献上的自己是在整个吃这个饼和喝这个杯之前的一个前提，但是这个献祭本身呢，与这个所谓比喻是没有关系的。This cannot be disputed for a moment with any semblance of justification. 这里一点都没有根据，所以呢，我们不能够进到这个的争辩，这个是毫无疑问的。Either from the Passover meal or from an accurate exegesis of the words connected with the bread and wine. 不论是从逾越节晚餐角度来看，或者是正确的原文去解释与饼和酒有关耶稣所讲过的话。This is also why the repeated attempt to establish a connection between the Lord's Supper and the Incarnation is entirely foreign to the world of thought of the synoptic records. 那现在我们的作者要批判另外一个看法，就是说圣餐与耶稣的道成肉身之间的关系。他说这个也是同样的原因，为什么学者们多次的尝试去在圣餐和道成肉身之间建立一个关联呢？这个是与马太、马可、路加福音的记载的整个的思想世界呢，是完全是陌生的。For body and blood, in no respect whatever, represent the flesh as the mode of existence of the divine word. 因为我的身体，这个身体和血，在任何意义上都不是在指肉体，就是说太初有道，那个道，它道成肉身的时候的存在的形式 mode of existence. So that those who partake of his body and blood would share in his divine human existence. 这种的看法说这个身体跟血是指耶稣身为神道成肉身那个的生存模式，因此呢，与他的身体和他的血有份的人呢，就有了耶稣那种神人二性的存在了。他说完全不是这样子的。All that is imparted to disciples here in Christ's body and blood is his self-surrender unto death. 耶稣在这里所赋予、所授予门徒们的就是耶稣的身体和耶稣的血所授予、所给门徒们的，只是他顺服以至于死。This is why we think it an error to suppose that. 所以我们认为下面这种的意见是错的。 that in the body and blood of the Lord's Supper, more is meant than the fruits of the crucifixion, propitiation, remission of sins. 什么是错误呢？他们认为在圣餐的时候，这个身体跟血不仅仅是指十字架、挽回祭、罪的赦免的果效。Some suppose that 不单单这么简单哦，有些学者们有更多的意思的。有些学者们认为 ，what is also meant is the eschatological pneumatic reality consisting in the flesh and blood of Christ himself, and not simply in its fruit. 有些人认为，耶稣的身体跟血的意思就是一种末世的灵里的实在，就是基督他自己的肉体和血，而不仅仅是他的身体和血的果效。For again, Christ's body and blood do not occur here as such, neither in their earthly temporal condition nor in their glorified state. 因为在圣餐的时候呢，耶稣的身体跟他的血本身不在这里，不论是耶稣当时在地上的暂时的那种的身体跟血，或者现在耶稣在荣耀中的那个身体跟血，都不在圣餐。So that after Christ's ascension to heaven, 所以当耶稣基督升天之后呢， the eating and drinking of this flesh and blood cannot be supposed to be his followers' reception of or entry into the eschatological reality of Christ's glorification. 所以在基督升天之后，门徒们吃这个身体肉，喝这个酒，就不是指他们领受了耶稣基督在荣耀中那个末世的实在，也不是指门徒们进入到这个末世的耶稣基督荣耀的状态中，不是的。The point of view from which the body and blood of the Lord are regarded in this connection is that which occurs in his death. 我们要怎么来看耶稣基督的身体跟血呢？就是说，在他死的时候发生了什么事而已。就是说，不是在指我们吃他地上时候那个身体跟血，也不是说我们在吃他现在在天上荣耀的身体跟血。All that goes beyond this, all that the body and blood as Christ's earthly or heavenly mode of existence allegedly denotes is a metabasis eis alloginos, a misrepresentation of the situation of the Lord's Supper as a sacrificial meal. 假如我们越过这个，就是不仅仅说这个是耶稣的死而已，乃是说他的一种的生存的形态，神人二性。越过这种的解释，就是说这个圣餐的时候，基督的身体跟血是指耶稣在地上的生存模式，或者现在在天上的生存形态。这种呢是完全误传了在主餐所发生的事，因为主餐身为献祭的晚餐是什么意思呢？他们就完全误解了 as well as a misrepresentation both of the connection between this supper and the Passover， 也是误解了圣餐与逾越节晚餐之间的关系 and that between the supper and the meal of the covenant， 也是误解了圣餐和新约设立新约的晚餐之间的关系 by which the entire exegesis of the institution of words is to be determined。 因为整个圣餐里面设立圣餐的话，要从解释福音书最后晚餐那些话来建立的。总之呢，你不能说耶稣的身体跟血是指他的道成肉身的神人二性的这个生存模式，也不能说是他现在在天上的那个荣耀的神人二性的生存模式。他的身体就是他的死的果效就是了。From this indisputable clear character of Jesus' action at the Last Supper is also inferred the purpose he wanted to achieve. 我们看到耶稣基督在最后晚餐所做的那个性质是毫无疑问，不需要争辩，是很清楚的。我们也同时可以推论出他要成就的目的是什么，就最后晚餐的目的是什么。He pointed out to his disciples his propitiatory death. 他向他的门徒们指出，他的死 就是挽回祭的死。挽回祭是挽回父神的愤怒as the cause and the foundation of the salvation he had proclaimed to them, as the gospel of the kingdom, which consisted in the realization of the new covenant promised by the prophets. 他指出他的挽回祭的死就是他向门徒们所宣讲的救恩的成因，救恩的基础，就是天国的福音，就是新的约的实现，就是先知预言的应验。就是说整个圣餐的意思呢，就是指先知所预言的设立新约的天国福音里的救恩的基础。什么基础呢？他的挽回祭的事。At the same time, this reference was a confirmation and a seal. 不单是一个象征同时呢，圣餐指他的挽回祭，同时是一个肯定，是一个印记 ，a seal. For he gave them bread and wine as his body and blood for them to eat and drink. 因为耶稣的确给了门徒们饼和酒作为他的身体，他的血，让他们吃，让他们喝的。And all this as an ordinance they had to observe and maintain. 这一切都是耶稣基督所设立的典章，他们要遵守，要维持下去的。The anamnestic commandment, do this in remembrance of me, Luke 22, verse 19, is undeniable. 毫无疑问的，耶稣给他们一个记得的命令，这样做为了纪念我，路加福音22章19节。It makes the Lord's Supper into the meal of the covenant of the new people of God. 这句话就是圣餐成为在新的约里面上帝的子民这个立约的那个晚餐 of the church that Christ gathers together for himself. 就是耶稣基督为他自己所呼召的教会与上帝立约的那个晚餐。This is also expressed by the words for many. 为多人流出的这个短句呢，也表达了这个 the meaning of which we had already tried to define. 我们前面已经为这个短句为多人已经做了定义。They are those who in the gathered totality, Gesamtheit, are benefited by his propitiatory death. 这些人就是作为一个整体 Gesamtheit, 他们是受惠于耶稣基督的挽回祭的死，就是他们是从耶稣基督的挽回祭得到好处的人。They are the new people of God. 他们就是上帝新的子民。The Messianic community 就是弥赛亚的百姓。In this generality 就是整个百姓的整体。For which Jesus died. 耶稣为他们死的。And for which he ordains the supper in remembrance of him. 耶稣也是为他们设立晚餐，要他们纪念他。Consequently, 结果是什么呢？ The Lord's Supper has the character of a redemptive meal. 圣餐有着一种救赎性的晚餐的性质。A meal of joyfulness 是一个喜乐的晚餐 because of the Lord's expiatory death. 因为主耶稣赎罪的死。那这里用了两个字，一个是 propitiation 挽回祭，就是挽回父神的愤怒。这里用的是 expiation 赎罪，就是把我们从罪中赎出来。Doubtless, this is possible only because Christ returned from his death. 为什么这个是可能呢？毫无疑问的，就是完全是因为耶稣已经从死回来了。Because he is not only the crucified, but also the risen Lord. 因为耶稣不单单是钉十字架的主，他也是复活的主。And because he is and remains the host of this meal. 因为他是也永远是主餐或者是圣餐的主人。Yet the Lord's Supper is no resurrection meal. 可是圣餐并不是复活的晚餐 but a sacrificial expiatory meal because of the cross. 因为十字架的缘故呢，圣餐是一个献祭的赎罪的意义的晚餐。Good Friday is certainly a focal point in our remembrance of Christ as a day on which our salvation was accomplished. 是的，当我们记起耶稣基督的时候，这个焦点是受难节，因为那天耶稣就成就了 accomplished 我们的救恩。It is a day on which Christ's death became his people's life. 那一天，耶稣的死成为他的子民的生命。His anxiety became the delivery. 耶稣基督的困苦成为他们的得救。His fear became their joy. 耶稣基督的恐惧成为他们的喜乐。His body and blood surrendered to death became their bread and wine. 耶稣基督献上他的身体跟血，以至于死，成为门徒们的饼和酒。He, the crucified one, even became the food and drink of eternal life for the hungry and thirsty souls. 耶稣基督钉十字架的那个耶稣基督，甚至乎成为他们饥饿、饥渴的心灵的永生之粮和永生之美酒。This is why the bread is a bread of salvation, the bread of life. 所以呢，这个圣餐的饼是救恩的饼，生命的饼 and the cup is the cup of redemption and the cup of salvation. 而酒杯是救赎之杯，是救恩之杯。And all this in a sense that 这里一切的意思就是说 there is here not only that which is symbolized and offered. 这里不单单是有一个象征，也是给我们的象征 but that which is also realized and confirmed. 这里的意思是说这件事情是实在的、肯定的实现了。Christ's body and blood are eaten and drunken at the communion table. 在圣餐桌前，我们吃基督的身体，喝他的酒。The cross becomes an actual and living reality in the midst of the congregation. 十字架在整个会中成为一个具体的、活的一个实在、一个事实。It is this combination of sign and seal, 就是表记和印记的联合 ，symbol and reality. 表记和实体的联合 which we shall have to examine further in the light of the gospel. 我们必须从福音的角度来更仔细的研究。我先解释一下，它这里这个印记呢，绝对不是指饼变成耶稣的身体，那是指呢，下面一段要讲，饼和基督身体是有一个实在的关系的。End of section 41，第41段结束。Section 42, 第42段 Symbol and reality, 表记和实体 Page 432, 第432页 We have now come to the question of the relationship that Jesus, in the so-called institutional words, established between the bread of the Lord's Supper and his body and between the cup of wine and his blood, and which are expressed in the words, This is my body and this is my blood of the covenant. This cup is a new covenant in my blood. 现在我们要来看一个问题，就是耶稣在所谓设立圣餐的话里，他所建立的关系是什么？就是说，圣餐的饼和他的身体是什么？这个杯中的酒和他的宝血之间的关系是什么？因为耶稣用的话是：这是我的身体，这是我立新约的血。这个饼和酒和身体和血的关系究竟是什么呢？ This question has been the subject of hot disputes since ancient times. 自从早期教会历史，这个是一个很激烈的争辩的话题。It is of course impossible for us to discuss all the exegetical positions occupied in the great confessional struggle about the meaning of the words of the Lord's Supper. 我们这里肯定不可能讨论所有的解经的立场，就是在整个的不论是天主教或者基督教不同的认信传统里面，他们对设立圣餐的话的意义的争辩，不可能所有的解经的立场都讨论。On exegetical grounds， 但是我们从解经的根据来看 ，the thesis that the words "This is my body" refer to a relation of identity between the material substance of his body and the bread of the Eucharist, involving an essential change in the bread and wine, no longer needs any refutation. 可是从解经的这个根据来看，这是我的身体，就是指等同，就是耶稣的身体和圣餐的饼是同一个东西，在物质上是同一个东西呢。就是说，这个饼在本质上改变了。这个立场呢，不再需要争辩，不再需要驳斥了。The dogmatic literature with respect to the exegesis of the word total shows that what violence exegetes are compelled to resort to in order to demonstrate the so-called evidence of this conception. 因为在系统神学的书籍里面都讨论过 这是我的身体，这个 this 这是什么意思呢？就已经讨论过，解经家必须要怎么样牵强的去解释，才能够证明这里有所谓这个变之说的证据，这不再讨论了。This word tuto after all can only mean this bread， 这是我的身体，这个字呢 this 这个字呢只能是指这个饼 this bread。 After Jesus had pronounced the words is my body， 当耶稣说了是我的身体之后， is would then have changed its meaning， 这是我的身体，是这个字呢这意义就当然是改变了。 And the disciples would have thought of bread only when listening to these words up to and including toto。 到耶稣讲这是我的身体之前呢，门徒们想到的只不过这个面包。 But after the designation my body， 但当耶稣说我的身体的时候，或者之后呢， they would no longer have been able to think of bread， 他们所想的不能是这个面包了。 It can hardly be denied that from an exegetical point of view, there is here no question of evidence, but of an instance of unbearable artificiality。 毫无疑问的，从一个解经的角度来说，假如我们说这个饼变成耶稣基督的身体的话，是一种学者们不能忍受的一种的很肤浅的解经法。 The same thing holds mutatis mutandis of the old Lutheran conception。 同样的，我们需要修正改正老旧的信义宗或者路德宗的看法， based as it were on the isolated literary exegesis limited to the bare words of the institution of the Lord's Supper。 他们可能认为呢，他们的圣餐观是建立于耶稣基督设立圣餐的话，只是把它孤立起来，恣意的去解释耶稣设立圣餐的话。我先解释一下路德宗的圣餐观，就是说耶稣基督呢，他的身体跟他的血，就是他的人性呢是无所不在的。改革宗认为他的人性在天上不在地上。那路德宗的意思就是说呢，既然耶稣基督的身体跟血是无所不在，所以在圣餐的时候，耶稣基督身体跟血在哪里呢？在饼的上下左右里面。但这个饼本身不是耶稣基督的身体，因为耶稣基督身体是无所不在，宇宙这么大所以在充满着这个饼，但这个饼没有变成耶稣基督的身体。 It is true that the change of the bread into the body, etc. was rejected here， 没有错，路德宗拒绝天主教的说法，说饼变成基督的身体等等。But it was maintained that， 但是路德宗坚持说 in, with, and under the bread and wine, the body and blood of Christ were present in the concrete sense of the word。 可是呢，基督的身体，基督的宝血呢，是在饼和酒里面，与饼和酒旁边一起存在，在饼和酒的下面，在里面，在下面，在旁边具体的在那里。 Either conceived of as a unio of the two substances of bread and body, or, as Luther had it, applying this figure of a synecdoche to toto。 或者说呢，这个饼和身体这两者的本质联合了，这个是一个说法。或者马丁路的说法是用一个提喻法，就是以变概全的说法。总之呢，路德宗的看法就是基督的身体跟血在圣餐的时候同在的in, with, and under the bread， 在饼的里面，在饼的旁边，在饼的下面，但是饼本身没有变成基督的身体。Hence the word tuto hoc refers to the bread indeed。 是的，所以这是我的身体，这字是指饼。 But not only to the bread, but to all that Jesus here distributes。 但是这个字不单是指饼，也是指这里耶稣所分的一切事， which, as the predicate says, is not merely bread, but specifically bread and body。 耶稣分的是什么呢？耶稣所说的是不单是饼，特别是指他的身体。 The predicate body， 这个谓语身体，这是我的身体，这个身体呢 puts the invisible and valuable part of the whole in the foreground， 就把这整件事情看不到的，就是他的身体，和最重要的最珍贵的部分呢就突出来了，这是我的身体。Whereas the subject first denotes the less valuable and visible bearer of the invisible good。而这是我的身体，这个字前面那个字this 就是饼呢，是指那个没有那么珍贵的，而且能看到的，就是这个饼，就这个看不到的好处的能看到的承载者。这是指饼，我的身体是看不到的。So while tutto is related both to the visible and the invisible part， 所以这是我的身体，这个字呢是与看得到的饼有关，与看不到的身体有关。The predicate only indicates the body， 这是我的身体，这个是之后是我的身体，就在谓语 predicate。这是什么呢？只是指基督的身体。Nowadays, Lutheran exegetes as well as many dogmatics admit that this isolated literal exegesis of the words of the Eucharist is untenable。 近年来，路德宗的解经家还有很多的系统神学家都承认，这种的孤立起来的字义来解释耶稣基督设立圣餐的话呢，是站不住脚的。我们下一讲继续讲路德宗怎么承认他们的立场也是站不住脚的。这样子我们会继续来讲 symbol and reality， 就是说饼和酒是表记 sign 是 symbol， 但是这个 symbol 这个表记和表记所表记的，就基督的身体跟血呢之间是有关系的，但是不是天主教的说法。我们下一章继续。